Chrissie is a quote-unquote black woman that makes videos geared towards empowering dark-skinned girls. She makes videos where she gives dating advice and talks about numerous topics such as colorism. She is quite delusional in how she approaches things. She doesn't appear on camera, so there is no way of knowing whether or not she is black or not. She could be a white woman making videos about the black community. I guess her followers don't care since it's not about the messenger. I suspect that her followers would feel some type of way if they were to find out a white woman is benefiting monetarily from talking about so-called black empowerment, which in itself is a sham because these black females that talk on YouTube about colorism and other topics encourage their black female followers to get a white boy. Which seems kind of like a contradiction because why would you promote interracial dating if you have a problem with colorism? In essence, you're promoting the exact same thing that you complain about, meaning you are exactly part of the problem. It's not to say that there is anything inherently wrong with interracial dating, in my opinion. It's not something that I would do, but to each their own. Moreover, it seems that she has an inferiority complex and has low self-esteem issues. I think she probably is a black woman, but I also suspect that she has weight issues, she's unattractive. That's probably why she doesn't show herself on camera. Again, this could be for a multitude of reasons. These are just my suspicions. There are, however, some things I like about her as well. She accurately calls out the so-called divestment community and their unspoken obsession with black men. Meaning, if a black woman is divested, why is she continuously talking about black men on the internet? Why wouldn't she just enjoy her life with her white zaddy and never look back? That's the type of sentiment that people believe about Crystalline. She's always got black men in her peripheral vision while promoting swirling. I get it. She does it because she needs to have a chance, like an out, to slither her way back into the black community once the white community chews her out and spits her out like a bone. She needs a way back, an out, in case her so-called swirling doesn't work out. This is probably going to come as a surprise that I'm saying this, but Chrissie has been able to gain a following precisely because of society's unnatural beauty standards. I do think in some ways she is beneficial for black women and girls to have someone that speaks out for their interests in some way, or to try and reclaim their image. I kind of understand it though. Chrissie's videos wouldn't have the traction they have now if it wasn't for things like, oh, you're pretty for a black girl, and making fun of someone for their skin color. It happens a lot in high school. Dark-skinned girls and boys do get made fun of and get called crispy, cold face, you're ashy, you're ugly because you're too dark. So all that being said, looking at it from that perspective, Chrissie is somewhat helpful to the black community. On the other hand though, having said that, she is quite inconsistent in her beliefs and arguments. For example, if she tells a dark-skinned woman to go get a white boy, her children are going to be biracial and they're going to end up replacing them. It seems her followers are somewhat obsessed with the idea of having corrective promotion when in reality they are breeding themselves out. I've already shown you guys the videos she promotes on her channel. Plus, does she really think that swirling is a long-term solution? To be honest, I don't think her or her followers want any long-term solutions. They only care about today and how they can get what they want. Their way of thinking is, oh well, I'll be dead by the time my biracial daughter replaces me, so it won't affect me right now. It's also a very selfish reason to procreate with someone from a different race, not putting the needs of the child before your own. What can I say? I think her videos do more harm than good. They do some good, but she's full of it. You can't force someone to be attracted to you. Most white guys are never going to be interested in most black women. Think about that for a second. There's actually white women out there that can't even get white guys, so you think that white women are just going to stand by and let black women take their men? I don't know. That doesn't really make a lot of sense. Reality is that most people stay within their own group. She thinks that there is this magical white man unicorn that's going to fall out of the sky to save her and her followers. She's going to get a cold, hard reality check sooner or later. And she is completely detached from reality. When you watch her videos, she's insane. The things that she says and the mindset of her followers is, to be honest, it's very disturbing, to say the least. And I've seen a couple of her videos. The reason why I'm making this video today is to kind of give you guys a different perspective. Show you guys how these black women that tell you this stuff on YouTube, you kind of have to take things with a grain of salt and be kind of skeptical in your approach of how you look at things, man. Don't just take someone's word for it. Look at it for what it is and then analyze it. But they don't do that. They are worshiping the white skin color. So, the black woman, typically black women, they get with white men that have such a low socioeconomic status, and the white man that they get, most of the time, the black woman is the breadwinner. Most of the time, the black woman is the breadwinner in the relationship. So, when they say, oh, when you're with a black man, oh, he's a deadbeat, you're just gonna get a single mother, blah blah. But the white men they're not exactly high value. They're not exactly high value men. They're kind of like they're men that are homeless, working at factories, garbage men. Blue not even blue collar workers. Like kind of sad, very sad to see how low black women have come. But regardless of that to say, the reality is most black women are going to be with black men worldwide. I think this is more of an American black woman problem. Those American black women are in, honestly, it's tough to say because I think it's more of a worldwide problem, because in Africa, if you look at DJ Pope, he impregnated like 1,000 black women and gave them HIV. He fucked like 1,000 Kenyan women and gave them HIV. DJ Pope in Kenya. So couple that with how these black women just worship white skin, and it kind of makes me sick to think about that, the fact that, and then there's a whole industry in Africa where black women are skin bleaching their skin. Wouldn't that be a symptom of self-hatred to be bleaching your skin color? That tells me that you are not happy with the color of your skin and you want to look like the white people because you feel inferior to them. You feel inferior to them because of a multitude of reasons, maybe because, the reality is you're only as strong as your team. You're only as strong as the community. And black people, we're at the bottom of society. That's the reality of the world that we live in right now. The reality of the world we live in right now is black people at the bottom. So honestly, when you're at the bottom, the only way is up. When you're at the bottom and you have nothing and you're fucked and you have nothing, you're broke, you have no money, nothing, you're ostracized from society, you're disenfranchised, you're completely detached from the mainstream cultural experience in not just America, in Europe. When all these black people come to Europe, for example, I'm an immigrant. My parents came from Somalia and they went all the way to Europe to escape poverty. And I'm a first generation. I'm first generation here. I'm at the bottom too. We're at the bottom of society, and it does tell you, it does kind of, that's kind of how the world is. Group economics, tribalism. Black people are the only people that are made to feel guilty for wanting to support their own race. Like, it's so strange. I don't know. Like, all that to say, Chrissie, you need to do better.